Welcome back, Toxin Radio. It's your girl Moresha here, and I've got a special guest in the building. East London-based woke and wavy rapper Hayreezy is here with me today.
Jeez.
So introduce yourself for the people who don't know who you are.
My name is Hayreezy. I'm a rapper / singer / producer from East London. Make music.
Good music.
Thank you very much. I make music. I do actually do some stuff with new motion visuals, like videography as well, and editing and stuff like that. Just in the creative space, trying my best to express myself through the music and everything else, you know.
Nice. So you're overall creative. You do a bit of everything.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that is what they are calling people like.
Yeah, creative.
Nowadays.
Sometimes I'm like, what does that mean?
I know.
What do you think it means?
No, I mean, I think creative is just you just kind of believe in yourself a bit more. I think everyone really is creative in whatever they believe in for themselves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
true.
Because all you're doing is backing yourself that what you think is right.
That's true. Because even, this is years ago, but someone said even maths can be creative.
100%.
If you know, I mean, I don't know anything about maths. But if it's just a mindset, right?
Yeah.
Thinking, coming from different angles, maybe?
Literally, that is what creativity is, really, isn't it? It's like, because if you're kind of the first to have it, it's just having an idea.
Yeah.
You might not even be the first, but you was confident enough to kind of say, this is what I think, and put it out there as that.
Yeah.
And then you were the first one to do it. So really, you're you know.
Hayreezy's in the studio with me right now, and we've just played his song, Where Would I Be? How did London influence your music?
London, that's just been everything. It's like been my whole kind of experience growing up. I find it funny sometimes when I think back about things that really happened that I can put into the music, and some situations that were so dangerous, as you might say. Now we just look back and kind of laugh because stuff really happened. But when you're from here, that's just how things go sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
And it's good to be able to have been through it, experienced it, put it into songs, and also come out the other side to be able to kind of give a different perspective, because I try to keep my music quite positive, or just on the uplift rather than on the downward, because I've been able to make positive decisions.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So it's more like lyrically, London influences your music more so than the actual sound, the beats, or does that also play into it?
Yeah, definitely more lyrically. I've always liked kind of music from everywhere, all different genres. Pop, rock, dance, everything. So I think once I feel it, I'm all about the feeling with music. Like once I feel moved, then I can just do my thing over the beat. Yeah. But then obviously, you know, if you grow up on grime and stuff like that, certain things are always gonna just hit so differently. And I'm so happy that grime is having like this resurgence now, because it's like if when you grew up on it, we always knew it was like for us like the best genre that existed, especially in the UK. And it was like you just never got any airtime, or you had to do all this other stuff as the big artist to be big. But now we're seeing, you know, like you got DWE's just doing his thing, you know, everyone just, people are just like, gets chips. It's sick, so.
Yeah, it is cool seeing all of them. Yeah, exactly, and seeing it happen again. And now there's so many up and coming like grime artists again who are like reviving it, but with a bit of a different flavor.
That's it.
And I love to see that.
That's it.
Yeah, but you said you get sort of inspired or influenced by different genres. So how would... You said also rock. How does that influence your sound, or how does that play into your inspiration?
I think because I kind of came from a background of like acting and drama, it's just kind of putting yourself into almost those kind of characters or spaces, or like, just like really playing with like something different. Because I guess like if you think of things as like if you think of like different characters in films and stuff, and how much they kind of move you, like how a villain can move you or whatever. And just taking that kind of energy and being like, okay, cool, let's put a little twist on that kind of, this kind of rock type of song, but still make it kind of feel a bit Enzy, still feel a bit me, but I can still draw from that and make something, you know, quite unique and just enjoyable to listen to.
I think that's cool when you can pull inspiration from different sources, because I don't listen to rock, let's be real. But when I try to, I'm like, I don't enjoy this.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's really important that you put yourself out there and even listen to things that maybe you don't enjoy, because sometimes that's where new ideas and inspirations come from. So that's maybe something I need to do a bit more.
Listen, I'm telling you, so many of the biggest like rap songs or pop songs even are just like remakes of older songs that might not even be from like the same genre.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many. That's why once I realized that was kind of not like the key, but there's like a lot of gems in other genres, I was like, okay, I have to
dabble.
Yeah, have to dabble.
Yeah.
Have to dabble.
You know, I think that's great. It's something I wanted. I mean, I don't make music, but just from a listening perspective too, because there's a reason that so many songs are so big.
Yeah.
Like even if it's rock or pop or whatnot, and then I listen to it, I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I think it's also you have to try to get it and not just be like, this is not for me, and then move on.
That's me. I don't necessarily always like the songs, but if it's like if millions of people like a song, I'm like, okay, there must be there must be something in it. Maybe it's the lyrics or is it the beat pattern or whatever. Just to try to take something out of it and pull it into my little sphere of creativity.
Exactly. And just take your bits and pieces and then create something of yourself as the creatives that we are, you are. That's what we said, right?
That's it.
Getting inspiration from different places.
That's
Up
it.
next we have Love Struck.
Jeez.
But only if you bring cake and gifts.
Let me talk to you.
Love Struck by Hayreezy, and you call yourself the woke and wavy rapper.
I do.
Yeah, so what does that mean and what is that sound?
The woke and wavy sound really is a sound that is positive but wavy. Mm-hmm. Like before woke kind of took on this secondary meaning in the media and all that now. Before it was just kind of like about understanding and, like action, consequence kind of thing. That's how I always saw it. And then the wave has just always been the wave. The wave is the good times. The wave is the going out. The wave is the just everything fun.
The enjoyment.
Exactly, the enjoyment. But I think, life is about balance. So it's good to have both. It's good to be woke and wavy because there you go,
So what's your split? Is it 50-50-ish?
Yeah, it changes as the year goes on. As the year goes on.
Yeah.
But I think as we come into summer, the wave is probably around 80 to 85%.
Okay. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, because it's just enjoyment. You've worked. I think it's as important to enjoy yourself as it is to work hard, and I try to do both.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes it's hard though.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes both are hard. It's hard to enjoy yourself when you feel like you haven't got to where you want to be, and it's hard to kind of stay really focused and be doing the right thing and be where you need to be for people.
Especially in summer.
Yeah, trust me.
In summer, I just want to be outside all the time.
That's it. Put me on a beach. Put me on a beach.
Please, constantly. It's a bit tricky in London. I read somewhere, I don't know if you wrote this or someone else wrote this about you, that you're an aspiring legend.
Okay.
What does being a legend mean?
Was that me? Maybe when I was feeling gassed.
Yeah, as you should.
But yeah, sometimes
it's good to see yourself in that light.
I think just someone that has had a positive impact on people around, and maybe I won't even see the impact, but if what I'm doing helps somebody else to do something and it's positive, then I think that's legendary status.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah, and that's very meaningful already.
Yeah.
Like a legend makes it seem like it has to be so vast, but as long as you're influencing people in a positive light, that's all it takes, really.
Yeah. I think maybe when I was a bit beforehand, I might have wanted to get legendary to hit certain things, which obviously I do have my own goals that I want to hit. But I think in the real life, real time, just even one person, which I've had, and that feeling of them saying to me, when you made this song, this made me feel like this.
Yeah.
Which is something that you can't really, when someone gives you that feeling, I don't even know how to describe that because it's so unimaginable because you didn't think of that when you were making the song. I didn't even know this person. I don't know them. Yeah. But this has had such an impact on them. And it's a good impact. That's why I'm like, okay, that's sick.
That's all it takes.
Let me just keep on.
Musicians have such an impact on people. They have no idea who they are, but they can touch their souls to that extent. That's a crazy feeling because no one else can. I guess actors sort of have that, but it's different because they're not telling their own stories. Yeah. Whereas musicians, you're telling your story, right? And people are resonating with that to a really deep level. Yeah.
The craziest message I received so far was from a guy in Brazil. And he messaged me and he just said listening to Change whilst walking across Rio de Janeiro is therapy to him. Oh, wow. And I just thought to myself, that is just crazy. You're in Brazil. I wrote that song in Walthamstow, and you're talking about it's feeling therapeutic all the way out there. Crazy. Yeah, it's just it's such a good feeling that it's okay, it is worth it. All the all the hours you put in, the money you put in. Yeah. When you get those messages, you just think, okay, cool. This is it.
Let me continue.
Yeah, let me just keep on going.
That's crazy, especially because music can travel. The person doesn't have to be in your vicinity at all. They can be in Brazil,
literally,
and you're still reaching them.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine that.
I'm telling you, it when I say it blew my mind, I was just wow.
Wow,
special.
And
then all of my streams just started Brazil just started to. It's like the song found its way to Brazil, and then they just loved it, and I was just like, oh my days, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's so cool, especially because I'm assuming you didn't think Brazil was going to be your target audience, kind of.
Not even 0.25% was like Brazil, you know, like that's not even. I'm not even speaking Portuguese.
Exactly, it's a whole different language.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So that's why music is an amazing thing.
Yeah, because music you don't have to speak the same language.
No, it's
like feelings can resonate.
It's a feeling.
I heard that not everyone who listens to music has this, but you know, sometimes you get goosebumps when you listen to music.
Yeah.
Some people don't get that. And it's like the fact that it can do something physical to you to that extent, to me, that's crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
There's a crazy science. My guy Louis Ora, he's always talking about the magic in music because he's like, he just calls it magic because it really is. When you think of like some of my favorite songs, when I listen to them, they take me straight back to where I was the first time I heard it. 100%. All the feelings, it just rush through my body again. Yeah. So it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, and it's memories. Music is memories. I always say that because, like you said, it takes you back to places, takes you back to people. There are some songs I hear, I'm like, it's my mom. Yeah, doesn't matter, or it's my sister. Yeah, you know, and that's such a beautiful thing. Oh, I love music.
Yeah, same.
Sometimes I never thought about making music myself.
You should.
No, I shouldn't.
You should.
You know,
there was a lot of conviction. There was a lot of conviction.
You gotta be like, you gotta stay in your lane.
Yeah.
I'll interview the musicians. I'll put music I like out there. I don't need to make music myself.
I mean, even just for yourself, even if it never goes out, you know, you'd be surprised at what you can.
I never thought about that.
See, it doesn't have to go out. It could just be.
Seems like a lot of effort. And also, I'm not good at writing.
No one is.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, but you become good. No one starts off good. No one starts off good.
No, I feel like there's a special something you need to have. Do you think you can really teach yourself being good at making music from start to finish? Do you not think you need to have a special something?
I'd say you can definitely teach yourself to get to like a C. Like a C grade.
Oh, that's not good enough. I don't want to be C.
No, because I don't want to act like I don't think there is something special with special musicians. I think you do have a feeling. I've always been like tapping. I used to always tap.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't stop.
There's something in you.
And then I realized, okay, that is just the music. That is just speaking kind of thing. But there's a lot of science behind it as well. The more you study it, the more you get into it. So, you know, if you looked at it from a science side, you know, AI, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
I know. Let's not.
It's tricky. Yeah. But I'm currently reading a book. I forgot what it's called, but it's about music, and it's sort of right now. She's sort of talking about the perfection of music, like compared to music from, let's say, 50 years ago, where you can hear like the scratches and the imperfections. There are some people who prefer that kind of music, and then there's another group who prefer like today's music, where things are more done on computers. And so it's more perfect. So it's like high fidelity, low fidelity, that kind of stuff. Yeah. And apparently there's a science to what you like and why you like it. And then after reading that, I was like, I wonder what I think I like better. And I think for me, it's more so the little imperfections that you get from back in the day. But nowadays you don't really get that anymore. No. Or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, because obviously the way we make music now is so like digital, so you can have so much control, you can do so many takes, you can get it perfect. But I have been learning to lean into the imperfections or do things on a one take because, you know, it's authentic, you know. And it's funny because it happened to me. I was in the studio with Margot a couple of weeks ago and I did a take and I thought I didn't like it, and then he picked out a part where my voice kind of just I thought it went weird, but he was like, you couldn't even do that again if you tried. And he's like, that's the magic in this song. That's that little bit there. That's what we're looking for. And all my favorite songs are the old songs, you know, where they're in there, everything's live, they go in one take. I love a one take. If someone does something one take, just because I know how hard it is, and to be able to, and it also means that the feeling is just consistent. Yeah, you know, like you've just got like some songs. It depends how you've written it, but you can be so in the song that you just do it, you know, you just eyes closed and you're just there, and that's how you felt and that's how you feel. The more takes you do, the more you start to, it gets more robotic. It can sound perfect, quote unquote, but what even is perfection? You know what I mean?
That's true. And then it also ame feels overthought.
Exactly.
You know, that's interesting, like the one take thing, because like I said, I don't make music, so I never thought about that being a thing, that doing it one take, you get that feeling consistently.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. So do you actively try to do one takes now?
Well, that was kind of my style, and then I stopped because I realized that wasn't like normal, quote unquote, because you're kind of meant to do takes and whatever.
Okay.
And then I think I kind of got so caught up in trying to be now perfect, I started to lose a bit of just myself, and now I'm going back to kind of like we do this, and if we need to do another take, of course we can do it. But the aim isn't to do takes. It's like, let's go for it. Let's just go for it. So yeah. And obviously, and a one take is going to be the closest thing you get to hearing someone live. And that's the difference for me. Like, that's what I love. My favorite artist, like I'm a huge Kendrick fan. Yeah. And it's like his Super Bowl, like they put his Super Bowl performance on Spotify. I've listened to it so many times. But the fact that he was able to perform his songs word for word in the tone, in key for 15 minutes, that is like insane.
Great breath work.
It's everything.
Yeah,
everything.
That whole performance was
everything. Like, I just think, and that's the kind of level I'd hope to aspire to. Yeah. And I think the better you get at doing one takes, the more chance you are of making your one take performance be a one take performance in real life, because that's what you have in real life. You can't do takes on stage to just go for it.
And maybe also then we come back to like the perfection of thing. Maybe the perfection is that it sounds a little different every time. Yeah. Because that makes it human and that makes it authentic.
Exactly.
Maybe that's what it is.
That is what it is.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here.
This is it.
Up next, we have Fell in Love in Napa. Fell in Love in Napa. And this is a song that introduced me to you.
Really?
Yeah, it was. And I was like, who is this?
Come on.
Then I looked at the other song and I was like, oh, they're also great. Let me reach out.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a good song. So when were you last in Napa?
Do you want to know a funny story? A funny story is that I didn't even go to Napa.
Oh.
I know. I missed the Napa trip.
Fair.
But I went to Marbella.
Also good.
Yeah, but basically it was a time where my friendship group, we went on 2 holidays at the same time. And half of us were in Napa, half of us were in Marbella. One of my friends was studying and the other set of my lads, they were just enjoying.
Okay, fair.
And fell in love in Napa. It's kind of the story of what happened in Marbella, but it just sounded way better. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
So how many times have you fell in love in
Marbella? Just the once, I'd say.
Fair enough.
Just the once.
Again, I was like, how often is this happening?
I know.
How wavy is this guy then?
But I think, do you know what it is as well? I think a lot of people have fell in love in Napa though, People go out in Napa, they're having a great time. In all those kind of party holiday islands.
I get what you mean, and also because everyone's just happy to be there.
Exactly.
You're
on holiday.
You're vibing.
Exactly.
Love is a strong word, though.
Love is a strong word, but that's how it feels when you're on the sunset and the sun's all setting and your skin's all glowing and you're a bit waved and you know what I mean? Everyone's just saying the right things.
I hear it. Yeah, is the love still around?
The love is not still around, unfortunately.
Yeah, never mind.
So sorry.
Never mind.
So sorry.
Yeah, so you're Caribbean, right?
I am, yes.
So tell me how your Caribbean-ness influences your music or your art generally.
I'm Jamaican and Dominican. That's Dominica, not Dominican Republic, just for
the get it right, people.
Yeah,
it's
do you know what I mean?
Countries.
Very different countries. Being Jamaican, there's obviously a huge amounts of Jamaican just culture out there in life. But I think it kind of really gives you that confidence in yourself. I think the Jamaican people are very confident in themselves and in their ability to do things, and then obviously their ability to express themselves, whether it be musically or whatever. So that's just at the forefront. But then also being Dominican, I love being Dominican as well. It's just because it's not such a big island, but the people there are so proud of being Dominican, And I just think about my nan and the food and even the energy of the people. They're very, very unique people. Okay. Yeah. A lot of energy, great, happy, bubbly, which I think a lot of people that know me would probably describe me as well. So that's it. I just take those things, mix them up in a bowl. Put some oats, shake it up.
And then we get Hayreezy.
And that's it.
Nice. Yeah, Caribbean people do have some special flavor to them.
Yeah.
I'm Jamaican and German. It's a bit of a weird Jamaican, some people say.
That works.
But yeah, Jamaicans, and I mean, I don't think I know anyone from
Dominica. Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few of us. You got to go Carnival and you'll see everyone. You see a lot of you see quite a lot of Dominican flags at Carnival. You see more than what you would assume that you knew, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I think a lot of Dominicans probably they might be like half, and it's very easy to be just Jamaica. It's very easy to be Jamaican.
Are you a Carnival fan?
A huge Carnival fan.
Oh, me too. Do you like soca?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
I'm a Carnival nationalist. I'm there. I've been Carnival every year since I was about 16.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I love that.
I love Carnival. I swear to God, it's,
Yeah,
it's the
me
best
too.
day. It's the best day of the year. Best 2 days of the year.
That's what I always say. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh,
I know.
soca music." I'm like, "Oh,
I
just
grow
go
up.
home.
I know.
Stay
Seriously,
at home. We
just-
don't need you here."
Exactly. We don't.
And then they come for Afro beats. I'm like, "Let's just go
I know.
home."
Stop.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Have you been to Carnival on the islands?
No, not yet. That's what I need to do next.
That's what I'm trying to do next.
I'm trying to go Trini Carnival,
Yeah.
but I'm also trying to go Carnival in Dominica.
Yeah, Grenada is the one I want to go to.
There's just so many.
But you need to plan like a year and ahead, and
Exactly.
I'm not very good at this stuff.
No, and money's one of those things. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
it's just weird, this whole money thing, you know.
It's annoying,
Do you know what I mean?
but it is. We're gonna manage.
We are
I think
gonna
maybe not next year because it's probably too late already to plan that. I'm in good spirits for us. We
Same,
just need to put
same.
it out there.
Same.
We're going Carnival
put out
next year.
I'm gonna put out some good songs,
Good.
and they're gonna perform well.
They are.
And when they start smashing it, if I go out and hopefully this is the energy we're gonna inject right now. The songs are gonna do so well.
They
I'm
are.
gonna be able to make it so that you can come as well.
Nice. I love
Yeah?
that for me.
That's it.
And
I
for
love
you.
that for you.
I love this.
I love that
For both
for
of
you.
us.
I love it for us. I love it for us. I love it for us.
No, I love that. So, okay, we're going to play Change Now. I saw on your Instagram, because I follow you on Instagram now,
Go on.
that you performed the song with a live band the other day, and
Yes.
that performing with a live band is the best feeling. How is it different from performing with a DJ?
It's just amazing. I've been so blessed to work with amazing musicians. That's it. It's like sometimes I pinch myself because they're so talented, and I'm like, I shouldn't even be on stage. Like you guys, let me just come on stage. You lot just do your thing, and then they're playing like my songs, stuff that we've just sat in the studio and made, and they're putting their own flavor on it, their own energy into it. So it's just like when they're good, it's just they're so good.
Yeah.
I feel like it just takes the song to a whole nother level because it kind of just makes you feel like, well, it makes me feel like we were talking about earlier, how songs sounded back in the day, where everything was kind of played in the studio one time, all together. That's what it is. That's what it's like on stage. And because all the songs, like everything's digital now.
Yeah.
I make beats on a computer. You don't get to have that feeling often. So when you do get it, or when I get it, I get gassed.
Yeah.
I'm always so gassed. I can't even hide it. I'm trying to be more cool on stage.
Don't. I think I like
impossible.
love when you feel people's energies or artists' energy, because that's what makes you human and fun and relatable. Because sometimes, if you're like watching a Beyonce, amazing show, but me and her, we're not the same people.
Yeah.
And then it's harder to relate, and it's harder to sort of feel the music, understand the music and whatnot. So I think that's sort of what makes you special, that kind of energy and the excitement.
I'm with you. I will try my best to never lose it.
No, don't. Honestly,
Yeah,
don't.
no, I don't. I genuinely don't think I'd be able to because I hear a lot in the music. As soon as someone does something that's I'm not expecting, I'm just like, oh, jeez. I'm like,
that
go
was
on
nice.
then. Like, yeah, is that how you're feeling today? All right, cool. Run it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it.
So when you perform a song, or when you're recording a song, you're obviously making the beats on the computer, blah, blah, blah. But then when you're performing it live, is that the first time you're hearing it with a band too? Or like, how does that situation work?
Well, like the other day, it was the first time I'd heard like 3 of the songs live because I didn't make the rehearsal.
Okay.
So it was just like hearing the song live with all these different new sounds and like how it's amazing hearing how other musicians interpret music, because then it's like they just hear different things,
Of course.
and then they just put their and when they obviously if they're good and they're seasoned, they just add
They know.
value. They just add so much value.
cool.
Like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you send them your beats and then they do their own. They just know what to do.
So so that's like Jay Wilcox. He's like we're part of Record Shop. If you're not following Record Shop, you should follow Record Shop. They're amazing. And they just like sometimes like so he took one of the samples from one of the beats. I didn't make the beat for Me vs You, but he took the sample and then he put it into his keyboard and then he played it in live. So he was literally live sampling. I've never seen anyone do that before.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. If you see the video on my Instagram, I start smiling when he goes like he presses it like 3 times. It's like duh, 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 and I was like, jeez,
like,
I'm
what's going
bread. I was like, this is crazy.
That's so cool.
So yeah, it is. So that was, and I wasn't even expecting that.
Yeah.
So it was just like, mine was blown.
Yeah, so working with other musicians, even if it's not singers or rappers, just any musician inspires you a lot, it seems.
Yeah. I'm like hugely into like songwriters at the moment as well, just because it's like the whole process of music. A lot of people don't realize there's just some amazing songwriters out there. Like, and anytime I hear a song that I like, I go on Spotify and I go to song credits and I look at who was involved.
Yeah.
And then you can see there's a few people that are popping up in all the big songs. And you're just like, okay, so you've got the magic as well. And you don't even release music as per se, but you're just involved in all these hits.
Yeah.
So,
like people don't even get credit for it. Well, they get credit for it, but like behind the scenes.
Yeah. They're not like famous as per se.
Yeah.
But they should be, because they're like, I mean, if you was ever in a studio with some of these people, you could see they probably have a huge influence on the songs, but they're just not the celebrity or they're not the artist.
Yeah.
So there's a whole world behind music. I love all the different aspects of it. So I'm just like,
and there's so many aspects to it that you don't really think about when you're just listening. Like if you're just a consumer, you're just like, oh, this is a song. Unless you're really into music, like your day-to-day listener is just like, this is a great song, and then they press the next song, and then it shuffles you into some ether. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Some songs I love, like hearing backstories where like a song was meant for a certain artist, and they didn't even want it. Another artist didn't want it. Another artist didn't want it, and then some random artist takes it, and it becomes like the biggest song ever. And then they were like, "Oh, I heard that." And it's like, yeah, but you didn't see the magic. You didn't see the magic in it.
Yeah, and also maybe if that artist would have taken it, it wouldn't have blown up. 100%. So you never know these things, right? Because like I said, it's the special touch that gives it the sauce. It's like when cooking. If I cook my mom's recipe, it doesn't taste as good as hers.
Unfortunately.
So it is unfortunate. But, we do what we do, and we try our best.
We just love as we're trying our best.
I guess it's the same with music, because everyone has their personal touch, their personal spin.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it special.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Up next, we have Richard Branson.
Yo, I'm building a brand. I got brands. Call me Richard Branson. Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, but you're an overall creative. You do film production, you do acting. How does that play into your music?
When I first started making music, because I kind of had like a shop. I was acting. I got dropped from my acting agency. Started doing video production. Learned about video stuff. Showed George that I can rap, and then started rapping. I completely kind of forgot about the first period of my life where I was acting and doing that kind of stuff. And there was one of my boys. He said to me, "Bro, do you remember like you used to act, like using an agency and all that?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you used to act, you know." Oh. And I was like, oh my days, I did used to act. And then I had to start pulling in that all the knowledge from that and experiences from that, because I was just trying to be just a rapper or musician. Yeah. So now I'm just trying to I think it's given me the confidence again to really try more and more stuff, because when you're acting, you're playing a role, You don't even you're just fearless to the role. Whatever the role requires, you do it. With music, especially when you're making it from yourself, you can be a lot more kind of cautious in your approach, and you want to be like kind of perfect. Yeah. But I was like, no, I need to just approach it with the same kind of fearlessness. Do what the role needs in terms of like the song, and just give it my best and just take it from there. So do you play a role when writing songs, or is it authentic to you? Like what's the process? I'd say it's like a 80-20%. I'd find it hard to talk about stuff that I haven't been through. Yeah. And I think that's why I can always remember all of my lyrics, because it's always just me. I know what's meant to come next because it's just part of my actual thread. And then when I say like kind of playing a role, it's more in terms of whatever the song I'm trying to make, just having it being a bit more intentional with like Fell in Love in Napa. I want it to feel like a kind of summery party. You're out on holiday. Like, so if I was playing a role with someone that was there, how would I feel if I was doing that? And then kind of just being in that energy, making sure I'm in that energy, because obviously didn't record it in Napa. I had to come back, Yeah. And I think, just doing, kind of having that at the forefront whilst I'm making the songs, is just helping me to kind of really hit home. Yeah. You're writing from your own perspective, but you're immersing yourself into the experience like an actor. Is that what it is? Yeah, because I want my music to be entertaining as well. Like, that's the kind of artist I am aspiring to be. Someone that creates stuff that's entertaining. I don't mind if people were to just sit there and look at me and take me in, but I would much prefer it if it was like an entertaining, interactive experience. Like if you were kind of watching like a sick show and you were like, clapping, dancing, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's where I'm trying to use the skills that I have from acting in the music. Yeah, so it's like storytelling, really. Yeah. And I guess that's a skill that both actors and musicians need. Yeah, definitely. Storytelling is everything, really. And how does the film bit come into your creative process? Yeah. Or your music video productions, things like that? Working with the New Motion Visuals, Shats George in the building, it's just opened so many doors, because I've been able to see how other artists other musicians, other creatives that I've like Idris Elba, Beanie Man, all these huge stars, and get to be in their presence, see how they do things, hear how they talk about things, see them off camera, on camera, like those, like you can't really learn that. You can't really teach that even. Sorry, you have to. It's one of those things you have to kind of feel. So that is where I would say the whole being in the film industry or being in the media industry, social media industry, has kind of helped to me to just kind of build up, develop, take my time, take gems, like just take gems. That's all you can do really. It's like talking to a grandparent, you know, they're going to say some stuff. Yeah. And when people have done it, it's just like people that have done stuff rather than people that are online, because everyone's online, everyone's an online coach telling you how to, you know, so this many eggs, this many whatever. Like, but when you're actually with the people that have got that have done the numbers and have made something that you find impactful, that is like where I'm just like, I'm really grateful to be able to work with New Motion and just be like, okay, sick.
We're going to play another song now, Me Versus You. Hello, and welcome back to Hoxton Radio. I'm here with Hayreezy, and you performed the song with DJ AJ last year.
Yeah, was it last year? Was it this year? Was it last year?
I think it was.
Was it last year? Last year?
Yeah, I think it was last year, but you should know better than I do.
I should know better, but it's been a crazy year. This year's been crazy, but I'm going to say, last year. Last year. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and I saw on your Instagram that you had a nice interaction with someone after you performed that song. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was very surreal, actually, because... yeah, I performed, Me Versus You, and it was sick, all went well. And then a guy came up to me afterwards, and he was like, he just started talking to me, and he was, you know, thank you, kind of thing. And I could see he was quite like emotional. Yeah. And then he like had tears in his eyes, and he basically was saying how he was planning on kind of taking his own life recently, and that he'd come through a really tough time, and that he just, when he heard me just saying, you know, it's like the kind of whole thing about looking in the mirror and that it's not you versus anyone else, that he just, I'm not sure what it meant to him, but it meant so much because he felt like he just needed to hear that, and he happened to just be at King's Cross when I was there, happened to just walk past, and it just had a real impact on him. And I just thought, wow, you know, like I wasn't even going to go to AG that day. George, shouts George again, because he was like, look, let's just go. And then we just ended up sorting out on the day. And then to have, like I said, to have an impact on anyone's life in a positive way always shows that to me that it's worth doing. Everything is worth it. If that's giving him another day, week, year, 2 years, just to kind of keep on going and pushing through. To any artist, because this is to myself as well, we're probably sitting on, so many of us probably sitting on loads of music, and it's like, you just don't even know how one of your songs could impact someone else. It could just be one person, but like, it's always worth it. And I'm saying that to myself to put out even more music, because those moments are like, they just make you feel like it's worth, like life is worth living. In those moments, you know, you really get a hit of like, oof, okay, this life stuff can be good, you know? Yeah.
So why do you have a backlog? Like, what is it that makes you not want to release a song?
It's not really not want to. It's just like it's just like, you make excuses for yourself, or the song isn't perfect. I want to get this person on it. I want to change this verse. It's just, you have to get into the habit of doing. Yeah. And I guess just sharpening to the point where, you know, you go to the studio, you have the song near enough finished or finished when you leave, as opposed to maybe going studio and sitting back, re-recording, doing whatever. But I can't lie, sometimes you need to do that, because it needs to get to someone else at a certain time for it to just have that little bit of magic. That's what some of the songs have been like. Yeah. But I know with the amount of music I can make and do make, that I should put out more, because you end up sitting on so much, you can kind of forget what's impactful. Even like Change is like one of my biggest song to date. Yeah. And I'd made that quite a while before it came out, and it was just randomly one of my friends just started talking about it. I sent it on WhatsApp, and he was like, "Oh, that song's stuck in my head," and I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna put that out." Yeah. And it was like, I just put it out, and everyone loved it. And I was just like, "Wow!" So how many more of those am I sitting on? You know?
Exactly. You better release those songs.
No, I will. Because we gotta get to.
Exactly. We need to get to Carnival, and we're also waiting for good new music.
Yeah. More importantly,
like, it's selfish to keep these songs to yourself. Really,
it is, because I'm listening. I'm listening in my car.
Yeah, that's rude.
It is.
Yeah. We all want to enjoy Hayreezy tunes.
Jeez, come on! It's coming. 2025.
Yeah, better. To wrap this up, tell me what your plans is for 2025.
Well, I've got an EP that is, I'm going to say, 89.2% cooked.
Nice, very
so we're
specific.
close. We're close. So I'm just looking forward to putting it out and to shooting some really cool visuals as well. Yeah, I'm really gonna put some real effort into the just to the art of music video and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I've got a few other singles that are gonna come out as well. So yeah, just putting music out and enjoying it, and hopefully getting some big performance slots as well. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be cool. Do we have a rough date for when this EP is coming out?
Where are we in now? We're in May. May the 1st.
That's
2nd.
crazy.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
that's crazy.
Thank you very much. April, May, June. Okay, I'm gonna say the end of June.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's very soon.
Yeah, because there's no time to waste. There's no time to waste.
Yeah, I will keep my ears and eyes peeled.
I'll make sure I send you everything.
Yes, please. Do that. And where can people find you? Follow you? All that stuff.
Yeah, so on Instagram is Hayreezy44. That's HAYREEZY 44. And it's Hayreezy on everything else. Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely follow because we want to hear the new music. Maybe pressure him a little bit.
Yeah,
Write
please.
A couple DMs saying, when's the new music? We know you have a backlog now.
Hit me.
You better release this stuff.
I need the pressure. I like the pressure. Pressure makes diamonds.
Okay.
So.
I'll write you a DM every week. I'll be like, are you ready?
No, for real. Please.
I'll try to remember.
Listen, let's do it.
Cool. But it's been lovely having you. Thank you for sharing all these interesting nuggets and bits.
No, thank you for having me, honestly.
And I can't wait to listen to new music.
Listen, thank you for having me. And yeah, I look forward to putting it out. So it's going to be a good year.
Cool. Have a lovely weekend and goodbye to the listeners. I hope you enjoyed the